We are live. A recap of, as always. Alright, after defeating the vicious Jabberwock and healing the Great Owl Bloodybeak, you make your way out of the rain and into the palace. It looks exactly as it did 15 years ago, and Harper is overcome with emotion as she enters the place she used to call home. In the throne room, you find a petrified elven woman who Amador recognizes as Rey Uthamar, a highborn elf who occasionally paid a visit to the Spring Court. Harper remembers that there are several ways to unpetrify someone, and Zybilna was obsessive about keeping records. It's possible that this person's true name is hidden within the palace. You begin to explore the palace and go up into a tower with a simple sitting room. You find a chest with a flawless crystal inside, and as Zindi touches the crystal, they are met with memories of an old woman stirring a large cauldron who proudly proclaims that she will name you Natasha. Another memory shows the old woman with very long gray hair and a teenage mage in the moonlight practicing magic besides their large hut with chicken legs. Finally, the memory shows the same mage, now older, running through the rain clutching her cloak. She trips over a vine and stumbles to the ground, but looks up with a sigh of relief as she sees the hut with chicken legs. You pocket the memory stone and make your way down through the mudroom, where the staff would keep extra cloaks and boots and would often stop for the day's gossip. The floor features a beautiful mosaic depicting devils and demons amongst the flames of Avernus. As you rummage through the belongings, the floor changes, showing the night you met at the carnival. After witnessing the nightmares in the mystery mine, you decide to part ways. Meow Wolf and Keeks leave the carnival before he is crowned the Witchlight Monarch. Zindi spends years working at the carnival and never rescues their mother, who perishes within Loomlurch. Harper explains that Endelyn enjoys toying with people by showing them what could have happened had they taken another path. You leave for the library where, to your complete and utter shock, you find the librarian, Sean. Sean recognizes Harper, but seems unfazed by the fact that it's been 15 years. Keeks and Snoodles sense a dangerous companion near Sean, and Meow Wolf demands that he reveals what he is hiding. The Quasit Ygritte reveals himself, and a small fiend that Zybilna had trapped here. While Ygritte and Sean are less than hospitable, the fact that Ygritte is still around is a good sign that Zybilna is still alive. As this lackluster welcome home occurs, Molliver and Elkhorn are haphazardly combing through books, trying to find something of importance. When Sean begins to scold them, Molliver steals the book off of his desk as Elkhorn threatens him with his axe. You bid Sean and Ygritte adieu as you leave the library and look over your new book of scrolls. As Molliver flips to the back, she begins to tear up as the book apparently shows her some sort of image of Mercion, her lady love and fiance, and the reason that Elkhorn ended up leaving Valor's Call, for he was also in love with Mercion. Elkhorn does comfort her in this moment and promises that they will find her. So you guys are just in the hall after having talked to Sean and Ygritte and obtaining this book of scrolls. And you guys are still kind of wandering the castle here.
Wow, Harper, I really can't believe that that librarian Sean didn't give you a better welcome after not seeing you for 15 years, plus not seeing anybody for 15 years besides that weird, creepy creature he had under his cloak. Rude.
Honestly, I'm not really surprised because he was kind of a dick anyway, but I do find it rather odd that it has been 15 years and he does seem pretty unfazed by everything.
Typical. Typical avoidance.
Pity. Well, we did find a few things. We have a book. We're aware that my mistress is still alive somewhere, for that godforsaken thing is also still in existence. So there's that.
Alright.
Let's boogie on over to P30.
P30.
That sounds like a very interesting room.
Also, DM, can you let me in the map?
Oh yes, so sorry. I do
in the
not
chat.
like that new update from them.
Oh, there's an update?
Thanks.
Yes. So before, Albert would just like let you if you had the link. Now it's
Oh.
like you must admit.
Oh, wow.
So, as you guys make your way to P30, and let me just take a little peeksy peeks at this map right here. Ooh, these numbers be small. Okay, yes. So you basically leave the library and you're sort of like, okay, I remember something about this room, and you open up the door, and you guys are hit with a heinous smell. Go ahead and everyone make me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Right, then, let me...
Too stinky.
I knew I was forgetting something. Here we go. Character sheet.
16.
18.
I'm coming in hot. Actually, I'm coming in... depending. Alright, so you said Constitution?
Saving throw, yes.
Oh. 13.
Oh. I get to add 1, so 19.
Got it. Meow Wolf, even though you are probably the one who is most used to some foul smelling sludge, there is something about this sludge that makes you want to vomit, and you cannot resist the urge to throw up immediately upon it.
Oh, it's worse than the cupcake incident.
Oh gosh.
I almost choked to death on my birthday cupcake.
My lord, why don't you stay over here? Don't go inside.
This is pretty bad.
So as you guys enter the room, like Meow Wolf's like loudly puking, kind of just like outside. You guys kind of like look into the room, and you see that it's like sort of like you're sort of standing on like a ledge here, and frozen in time is a pit of sludge. The sludge is a absolutely foul color that could really only be the stuff of nightmares. The smell is like eye-watering in here, and you guys really struggle to hold in your last meal. As you guys look up, you guys see 5 slender gilded cages that dangle from chains hanging down from a 60-foot high ceiling. This tower goes all the way up.
Oof.
You see that 3 of the cages are occupied by frozen individuals.
Oh god, I'm like, Zindi is like holding their nose, pinching their nose, and turns to Harper and goes, "Oh god, that's a grim sight. Oh Harper, I hope none of those folks were your friends."
I hope so too. Can I roll like a perception or?
Absolutely, yeah. You can roll investigation or history.
How long am I retching for?
You're probably, you haven't eaten a ton today, so you're probably good now, and you enter in the room like, oh.
I'm like, yeah, I'm coming in feeling real gross, and like Keeks is on my little shoulder, like using his little bat wing to like bat off the spittle.
I can't see shit. I rolled a 7. 7 investigation.
You look at the creatures in the cage. You don't really recognize any of these people. You also sort of think back and you don't really remember having a bizarre torture room in the castle. It seems like a lot of upkeep to like keep the sludge in this nastiness. You see that the longer you look at the gilded cages, you see that there's pixies frozen in time, sort of swirling around. One of the cages is occupied by a absolutely demonic-looking entity. Its flesh is like rotting off. It barely can fit in the cage, and its claws are like long and horrible, and you can see its like razor sharp teeth are like trying to snap at a pixie. You also see an elf who just appears to be some sort of highborn. He has nicer robes on, looking fairly uncertain and scared at his current predicament, frozen in time. And you also see a unshaven man, mid-40s, who has an interesting crescent-shaped scar under his right eye. He wears like dark clothing, and seems to be has a look of grimace on his face, like that he's resigned to his fate.
Well, what do you think? Should we try to save them or leave them be for now?
Do you have any ideas? I mean, I could, try to heal them with song, but that looks like a curse that even song couldn't fix.
Let me
Hard
see.
for me to say, but
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
Out of character. I have Eldritch Blast now, and I have. By the way,
Pieces.
well, I was thinking like I could try and hit the chains. But the thing is that we don't have a way to like
unfreeze them,
we
right?
wouldn't have a way to unfreeze them, but we also don't have a way to catch them.
Good point.
Do we? Does anyone have like
to catch them?
Yeah, and like bring them to safety somehow. Because it's literally, right, Dee, it's just like a room, like a big giant room, and they're just dangling in front of like yucky stuff.
Yeah. You guys would be like, I mean, yeah. I don't know how you guys would. You might have the means to catch them. You don't have the means to unfreeze them at this time, just as you are looking.
Am I able to maybe, I don't know.
Does anyone have Featherfall?
I have healing spirit.
But is that a high level spell slot?
Let's see. It soothes the wounded. The entangled spirit, the intangible spirit appears in a space, in a 5-foot cube, and you can see it within range. The spirit looks like a transparent beast or fae, and then whenever you or your creature can see, moves into what is that? What you have a spirit? Oh, the spirit to restore 1d6 points to that creature. It can't heal constructs or undead. The spirit heal the number of times equal to +1 your spellcasting ability modifier, healing the number of times, after healing that number of times, the spirit disappears. Am I able to do that?
Is that a high level spell slot though?
It's a, blah, 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 blah. Let's see. I think that's level 2. Let me see.
You can certainly try, just based off of how Ray looked in the throne room, you guys are fairly certain that everyone in the castle is petrified in the same way.
Ooh, Beauty and the Beast vibes.
I have Dispel Magic. Am I able to Dispel Magic to de-petrify?
Unfortunately, you guys did try to dispel magic on Ray to no avail.
Mm-hmm. I tried to do that as soon as we walked in, and it didn't. It was not good. We learned we couldn't.
Healing Spirit is a level 4.
Oh. Do you want to use a spell slot?
I mean, do we need them? Do you think they'd be loyal to us?
I mean, I would assume that there would probably be some gratitude, but I can't imagine that they'd be like, all right, let's go now. They might want to skedaddle.
And I think it might be useful to unfreeze them and save them. We can maybe, I can...
Things from them for sure.
Well, we know how to unfreeze them. We unfreeze them the same way that we have to unfreeze what's their face downstairs. But we don't know their names.
Oh, so if you use Healing Spirit at 3rd level or higher, the healing increases to 1d6 for each slot level. But
So petrification is essentially a very specific status that they're under, rather than a debilitating wound. So unfortunately, this is going to be the problem that you guys are going to be running into. You're probably going to run into like several frozen people, and you are still hunting for the main library, and hopefully the records are still intact.
Yeah. Well, then Zindi says that we should keep hunting for. So wait, so Sean wasn't the main library? There's another one that we're looking for.
Sean's library was essentially like the lending library. Zybilna is her personal library and workshop.
Got it. Okay. Then my call is that I think that we gotta leave these people there and try to find Zybilna's library.
Love it. Let's try. Do I remember, like, from here how to get there?
To the main library?
Check. Her library.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was going to ask.
Zybilna's library.
Yeah, you don't even need to roll. You do remember where it was. However, you were never allowed in. So, you're not 100% on what the entrance situation is gonna be.
Okay, well, I think let's get there and we can see how it looks. Things might have changed.
I'm sure the odds will ever be in our favor.
As it has been.
It's true. We got really lucky with that whole giant monster situation outside, especially with you, little Snorty, and Zindi looks at Is Snoodle still with us, or is he outside?
Oh yeah, Snow's
so.
there.
Yeah, you little snorty.
Thank you, Zindi.
Maybe you were the luck after all.
It hurt. It hurt a lot. It hurt worse than the time that Uncle Daddy would teach me a lesson. What's it?
Uncle Daddy.
Jeez.
Uncle Daddy kills me every fucking time.
Too good.
Oh, okay. Good times. Okay. So you guys begin to kind of like get a little bit more disciplined about where you're going inside the palace. And you guys kind of blow past a lot of rooms that you feel would be frivolous. I'm gonna send you guys this in the general. Wow, not that. Oh my god, just copy the image.
Oh, that's cool. The image showed up.
Yeah, the image showed up.
I hate it.
Yeah, that's not what I was trying to send, but like
Oh, okay.
Still hate it.
still hates it.
Absolutely hideous.
Yeah, okay, there you go. So if you open that in the new tab, it should be higher. So it is on the second floor. Are there any rooms that you do want to go into before then?
I don't know of any rooms really. Like, I'm just kind of like, ooh, this is new.
Yeah, Harper, what other kind of... I've been in a place this big and fancy. What type of cool place, what kind of things would be interesting besides Zybilna's library, you think?
Well,
Sounds like a roll.
The quarters I stayed in, the place where everyone had orgies.
Oh yes, how could we forget the orgy room?
That seems like an interesting room. I don't. What are these orgies you speak of?
You know, the thing that I have always had questions of is like when royal fancy people speak of orgies, is it in like the sexy way or is it in just super crazy dinner way, you know?
Oh, they were elegant. They always started with a dinner, but they ended in debauchery.
Got it. Okay.
You never want to have spicy time on an empty stomach, you know what I mean?
Interesting.
So
Very-
I've heard.
Very bland dinner was served.
Yeah, I guess you also like don't want sexy time after too spicy a time, you know?
This is also true. It was very
Fair.
bland. Porridge, crackers, lots of mead, lots of ale, lots of wine,
Typical.
but also lots of water. You have to stay hydrated.
Okay, I guess we should check out that library then.
Yeah.
Now, I know where her library is. However, I've never been inside. I don't really know how to get in. So we can go. I don't know if there are any traps. I don't know if there's some sort of secret password.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Alright.
You guys make your way up, through the palace. It would be very confusing if you guys didn't have Harper with you. Luckily, Harper, it's like riding a bike, right? Like, you come back to your childhood home, you're like, oh, and then this was this, and this was this. Harper points out several things. A banquet hall, She points to one of the towers, which has the aviary, the ballroom, of course, the guest rooms, the bathing room, the bathhouse. There's an armory, the orgy room, of course, the hall of statues, the staff quarters, all these things. As you guys make your way up the stairs to the laboratory, you guys are met with the stairway has an incredibly grand stained glass window. Let's see if it'll copy this time.
That's beautiful.
Zindi, you recognize the witches, the mage who is depicted in the stained glass, and Harper, you do, of course, too. There is a young, beautiful mage in purple gowns, happy, effervescent, young and full of life. The second middle one depicts a slightly older mage with a little bit with a heavy cloak and a pointy hat. The robes are now a deep royal blue, and before it, Harper, you see an instrument that you recognize, which was Sibylna's cauldron, where she would brew a lot of her concoctions and stuff. While normally the cauldron was locked in her laboratory, it was very magical, so it would sometimes pop into other rooms. And you see a figure who you recognize a little bit more as the Sibylna that you knew. A slightly older woman with long gray hair. Zindi, the more you look at this third stained glass, the more you realize that her hair and apparel choices seem to hearken to the old witch that you saw in the visions.
Hey, this, I point. I say, I think she appeared in those visions I got from that crazy stone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Weird.
I can't imagine that's a coincidence.
No, probably not.
As you guys take in the beauty of the stained glass before your eyes, it begins to change. The first changes to a wizard that you all recognize. A blonde-haired wizard with all pink everything and a beaming smile on her face. You watch as the stained glass shows you a little scene where you see Molly reuniting the children with their respective elders. You see her go to house to house to house in a traveling cloak with the children in tow. She is protective of them and makes sure that each of them is sent off to the absolute best possible situation. Empowered by her success, you see that she begins to wander Prismere, you see her now with in dark colors, which you've never seen her wear before, very far away from where her protected woods were. And you see that she comes to a hideout. You hear Mollyver and Elkhorn sort of whisper, "The League of Malevolence." You see that Molly tries to single-handedly take out the League of Malevolence. And even though she is a great wizard, it is too much for one witch. She falls to the League, and you see that the window darkens with vines and returns to the young witch. The second window begins to change to another figure that you guys recognize. A sweet albino bullywug, Blanc, toiling away at a downfall. Eventually, Blanc is shown as slightly older and wiser, and with a younger steed with him. You see him roaming the halls of the Soggy Court, now rebuilt, and you see that he has gained much respect within the Soggy Court. It fades and shows a different side of Prismere, one that you guys can assume is the Spring Court. You see Lady Morgort and Clapperclaw and Sir Talivar as Blanc joins them on the hunt for Queen Tatiana. Eventually, they find her, and Blanc actually nurses her back to health. The Queen is eternally grateful to Blanc, and Blanc ends up staying in the Spring Court. And eventually the Queen and him fall in love due to his kind nature, and they're able to unite the courts in a way that has never been done before. You see Blanc and the Queen holding court, and none other than Meow Wolf entering as an esteemed guest.
My lord, it's you.
Oh my god.
I'm speechless.
As the two frogs hug, the scene fades, and back to the seasoned witch. Finally, you see none other than yourself, Meow Wolf.
Okay. What the hell is this, everyone?
Everyone's just like,
What the hell is this? Why everyone has to address me as such? Have I been here before?
Whoa.
Or
do you think
It's just that bitch fucking with us. These are things that probably could have happened.
You
Doesn't
think
mean
so?
that they're going to happen or that
But
they will
everything-
happen.
everything that she's shown us so far has been so terrible that this is like pretty cool. Do you think it's the past or the future, or just
Well, it obviously was a little bit in the past because Blanc was so young. My dear Blanc.
Meow Wolf, as
no
you watch the third stained glass change to your figure. You see the amphitheater lit up by lightning. You see a harrowing battle between all of you and Endolin. The battle is barely won, but not at a very great cost. The only one to walk away is Meow Wolf himself. And as you slay the hag, you see that the rain stops, and you fall to your knees and begin weeping as everyone you've known and loved is gone. And you see that the window changes again, and you see the realm shirking off of its darkness and changing back into the Prismere that you guys once saw. Meow Wolf, with your party gone and your loved ones dead, you have no choice but to step into power, and you struggle. You struggle a lot. But eventually, the realm is better, and there is kindness and joy once again. The stained glass goes back to the old woman.
Well, this is clearly horse shit. This is not how this is gonna play out. Like, I'm like, you're right, Harper. She's fucking with us.
My liege, we cannot let these things get to us right now. She's taken over the entirety of the castle. We don't know what sort of fuckery she's gonna bestow upon us.
That's just not gonna happen. That's not how it's gonna be. That's just that her. You're right, fucking with our minds. If I hadn't retched 4 times before, I'd be retching now.
You hear Gleam with the book that you lent her, and she's flipping through it, and she goes, my lord, and she begins to read. One day, the Fae will become divided. Evil will spread across the land, and leaders will go mad with power. There is a prophecy that there will be a true ruler to reunite the realms. The 3 fates disagree on who this person is. The past believes that a great wizard will reclaim the crown and rule forever after. The present believes that there is a Fae who has the power to reunite the kingdoms, but would never seek such power for themselves, meaning that the prophecy will never be fulfilled. And the future believe that this ruler is not of Fae origin, and only an outsider can unite the kingdoms. Together in progress. To this day, the fates squabble and wait. And she's like shaking, and she says, I think that Endolin knows that one of you could ascend or take the throne. I don't know.
That may be so, but everything may not play out as it's been. I mean, this isn't. It's all a lot of uncertainty, and although very jarring information, I'm certain that all my comrades and friends will be there. Like, I'm stuttering as I say it, because I'm like deep inside, Meow Wolf doesn't know what to believe, but basically doesn't want to have any of them, any people around them, any beings around them feeling disturbed about. Did they get to see it, or was I the only one that was able to see it?
Oh no, just like the mosaic from the Witchlight Carnival,
you all saw it. Yeah, so definitely Meow Wolf's no, that's not how it's gonna happen. Nope.
Also, no offense, my lord, but I don't think any of us want the throne.
No, I feel that. I don't particularly want it either. I'm talking about the death part.
Yes, that also won't happen. Zindi, do you want to rule the Fae?
Oh no, definitely not. I just kind of want to chill out and play some tunes, you know. That's I mean, I joined a circus. Come on, guys.
And there are jesters in court as well.
That's true. I could
And-
be a jester in court.
And musicians you know, you never know. You never know. I don't know what to say besides no one's gonna die under my watch. I will lay my life down for any one of you. Here, Keeks. I will fly in the face of danger for all of yous any times.
You solemnly make your way up the stairs. Eventually, you come to the area that, Harper, you're fairly certain was where the library was located. And you guys begin to look around for a door. Instead, you find a very interesting mounted head. It is a humongous lion head. And as you guys are sort of, you know, chattering to yourselves about, okay, there should have been a door over here. This room was this. You hear a low purr as you hear a voice. Why, hello there.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello.
Who do we have the pleasure of speaking to?
Oh, well, I suppose they would call me Envy. A pleasure.
How does this person look?
This is literally a talking lion head that is mounted on the wall.
Oh, goodness gracious. Well, I mean, between this and the rocking horse unicorn, I mean, I feel like it shouldn't be that jarring.
Oh, you look like you've seen a ghost.
Well, no. Are you?
No.
How have you come to be?
Well, how do any of us come to be?
Well, I was Spawn. I can't imagine you were Spawn.
It was a long, long time ago. Now, I'm sure you're here because you seek something.
Yes. We would like to go into Mistress Zybilna's library.
Yep.
Ah. Well. Then you must answer a question for me.
We'll go on then.
Are we at the mercy of fate? Or do we create our own destiny?
Absolutely create our own destiny. 100%.
Who's got some of that good schmoklin? I feel like we could go on for a while.
True.
Oh. So... rooted in this idea. You do not believe that our destiny is created for us?
Well, it's kind of just like how you look at it, right? Because once something is done, it's done, and I guess you could say that that was already predetermined, but it's kind of chicken and egg, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Zindi and Meow Wolf, go ahead and make me persuasion checks.
Okay.
Boy.
I've literally never seen this lion head before, right? Like, this is my first time.
Yeah,
Ugh,
you've never
13.
seen this.
Okay.
16. Not great, given.
13.
The
Boo-boo.
lion smiles toothily and winks at Zindi. And he goes, "Ah, very astute. Who is to say who creates destiny, or if we are, in fact, at the mercy of fate? But I suspect that regardless, you will make your own decisions either way." And as he ends his little speech, you see a door open up behind him. Welcome to the library.
Thank you, sir. I bow.
I appreciate you.
Do come back.
I also buy. Oh.
You guys enter the laboratory / library.
Whoa, this place is crazy.
So this is a massive laboratory. Books and scrolls are stacked to the wall in ebony bookshelves. The library is windowless, and dozens of floating candles are enchanted to float around the room. They are, of course, frozen in time, just like everything else in this castle. You guys see that every volume in this library is bound in a jet black fabric, and there are no titles on any of the spines. You see a ebony writing desk with black ink spilled on some papers, and you also see glassware and jars upon jars of pickled things and things floating in bizarre liquids. It is haunting, but also very
what
intriguing.
exactly are we looking for again in here? Where we should be able to find a way to save all the frozen people or petrified people?
Yes.
Okay.
Technically, yes, but we only have the true name of one person,
Darn.
which is of the elf statue when we first walked into the castle.
Got
We
it.
don't have the names of the other petrified people we saw in the stinky room.
I mean, I feel like, if Zybilna might have like a roster or like some type of book of all the people that work and live here, I feel like that would make sense if she's their employer, right? Can I roll investigation to look around?
Absolutely. Why don't you all make me an investigation check?
Wow, I rolled a 4 plus 6, 10, garbage.
Okay.
Investigation. Let's try you. 19.
Okay.
I'm distracted.
What'd you roll?
I want to say a 6. Let's see. Yeah, a 6.
So you guys carefully make your way down. Sorry, Meow Wolf, what were you saying?
I was saying the dice do not like me today.
They're shook. You guys begin to sort of look around. Meow Wolf and Zindi, you make your way towards the desk. And you see that, as described, there is a bunch of black ink that has spilled on papers that somebody was writing on, presumably Zybilna. You see what hasn't been blacked out seems to be some sort of help message, presumably to Queen Tatiana of the Spring Court. Zybilna was obviously interrupted in the middle of writing this. You also see that under that is a guest list of who was meant to be at the festivities / who had a scheduled meeting with her on the day that the palace fell. Fortunately, the ink did soak through a little bit, so only some of the names are readable. Harper, you begin to remove books from the shelves, and you see on the cover that there's no title, which is ridiculous because there is hundreds of books. You begin to pull out like just books at random and flipping them open to the first page. The first one that you pull out, The City That Waits. The second one, The Faceless Lord. Third one, I, Lysandred. Fourth one, Kingdom of Ghouls, The Many Masks of Misk, Nadir of Nessus, Prophecies of Expletica Defilis, Thingizard's Night Balloon. And you're just like, none of these are what I am looking for. I need the records of the names in the kingdom. And as you sort of like flip through these books as fast as you can, I mean, they are, rare. They seem to be various accounts of the Nine Hells, or the spirit world, or how to build a magic vessel. Like, it's all interesting, but it's not what you're looking for.
Darn. Ugh. Has anybody found anything good, guys? I can't find anything.
Not quite as exciting as I thought it would be in here.
This library, am I able to maybe use an intelligence check or something to see if maybe they're in this library, maybe there'd be scrolls or anything?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. Let's see here. Maybe everything has been failing me. Maybe I can use my froggy brain. Let's see. A 17.
You start pulling out scrolls and unfurling them. And you do see that some of them do have names on them. Unfortunately, they're not very organized or anything like that. And it'll quite literally be it's all just records. So you know, people who have visited her, like, you know, this day on this day of this year, these people visited me. It shows their race and what they asked for, and the approximation of where in Prismere they lived, and what sort of boon was given out to them, if any. So she kept, you know, meticulous records of that. However, they are not organized, and yeah, they have the dates on them. So you could try and find one that has the date closest to when the castle fell, but you guys could spend all day, like, just looking in the library for things.
Is there any way I can try, like, my luck of the draw and, like, roll like a D100 or something?
Sure.
I guess. How would I, is there anything on Roll20? How do you put in a D100?
Should be at the bottom left. You're able
I can just
to.
roll I can just roll two D10s, right?
Yeah, you roll a percentage dice and then a D10.
Oh, there's a D100. Never mind. Meow. $26. Probably not gonna find it, y'all.
You root around and you're just like unfurling scrolls. Like, everyone is sort of like just ripping books off the shelves. Like, it quickly just becomes like a pile of books in the middle of the room where you guys are just like looking for something. And I mean, you do find a couple with names on them, like full names, but none that are close to the day where the castle fell. You guys are basically wondering how Zybilna ever kept up with the system, because it seems to be no rhyme or reason to how things are organized.
Does it seem like anyone else came in here previously? Like, because obviously this has been vacant for like 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
Does it look like anyone else tried to rummage through here?
Besides
for stuff
the
also.
ink spill on the desk, it looks untouched. Kind of indicating that Endolin maybe was unable to gain access in here.
Can I look at the ink spill? Or is it just like any old regular ink spill?
You kind of look at the ink spill, and as mentioned, it seems to be some sort of like letter of help, meaning Zybilna was like in the middle of writing it, and then in her hurriedness sort of tipped the ink jar over. And you do have basically half a page of names, where about 5 names are full, while the rest is stained with ink, and some of the letters are missing from some of the names and such.
I'm gonna pocket the letter just in case, and while everyone else continues to look through papers and books and stuff, can I see if there was any signs of the cauldron being in here?
Mm-hmm, totally.
Whoa. Would you like me to roll?
I don't even think you need to roll. You kind of go over more towards the laboratory side and and sort of start looking at the things in jars and whatnot, you do find... Well, actually, yeah, go ahead and make me an investigation check.
Okay. Where is it? 19.
As you're kind of like looking through the potion bottles and stuff, you find a potion of growth, as well as 3 potions of healing, and 2 potions of giant hill strength, as well as a interesting bag that when you like rattle it, it doesn't sound like coin, but it does jingle a little.
I would like to take all of the potions and I'd like to open the bag.
You open up the bag and seems to be some sort of like dried beans in there.
Ooh, fun. I'll take those. Also,
Pocket the bag. You notice that there seems to be a little cauldron set up where essentially the cauldron would rest on a stone landing, and you see that where a grimoire would have been is empty, but there's like a stand for it. As you are sort of perusing through the laboratory section, you notice like your eye catches something, and at first you think something's in the room with you, and then you realize that something is like reflecting you. And you see like the leg of a very ornate mirror, partially obscured by a black curtain.
I remove the curtain gently.
You see a huge mirror, silver. Again, very ornately carved with flora and fauna native to this area of Prismere. And as you sort of gently push back the curtain, a little bit of mist seems to hang in front of the mirror. It's the only thing that moves in this room.
I'd like to walk towards the mirror.
You walk towards the mirror, and you look at yourself in the mirror. Harper, please describe what Harper looks like today.
Today I am still in my pink and orange Bad Business Bunny suit. Very worn, not as vibrant. I have little studs in my ears, not with beautiful gemstones like they once were. Kind of dirty, just like from the travel, even though I like to be like very upkept and everything. Prestidigitation could only use so much. Fluffy brown fur, white tail, The insides of my ears are pink. Probably look really tired.
As you look at your reflection and sort of just, think about how far you've come the past 15 years, the mirror changes a little. And I would like for you to describe your heart's desire, whatever that may be.
Oh God. I want to find my queen. I want to find the cauldron. And I want to know what happened to my mom.
Which of these holds the highest place in your heart?
Finding Zybelno.
You see the great archfey that you knew and respected. And you hear a little bit of calliope music in the background. An unfamiliar sound to you, but one that everyone in the room can hear. And Meow Wolf and Zindi, your ears cock to the recognizable tune. It shows a glass box of a very lifelike puppet with the title of Tasha's Hideous Laughter over the top. You see
no, not another puppet.
You see as carnival goers walk by and are struck with laughter over and over again.
Is she a puppet? Did she turn her into a puppet? In the carnival?
You, as Harper, do not recognize the Witchlight Carnival, but Meow Wolf and Zindi, it is unmistakable.
It's this is getting curiouser and curiouser.
It really is.
Both of you spoke about a carnival before. Does this one look familiar to you at all?
It's incredibly familiar. It's
yeah.
almost like-
I mean, I only worked there for a day, but that really looks like it.
Do either of you recognize this puppet at all?
Can I roll?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
me too.
Roll
What
with
should
it.
I roll? Perception?
Perception, yeah.
Investigation. Wow,
Okay.
I'm rolling so bad tonight. Total
too.
11.
I got a 19.
Oh, nice.
Meow Wolf, you guys remember the little halfling couple that was untimely struck by Tasha's Hideous Laughter in front of this puppet, and it is the one and the same.
Yeah, I wouldn't forget the way that looks. So yeah, I mean it's identical, and I mean I'm tempted to want to open it, but I probably shouldn't.
So you've seen this puppet before,
Like, is there? Yes, it was in the carnival, and the people that would approach, they would laugh uncontrollably. I'm not sure. I mean, do you think this thing is magical? Does anyone have detect magic?
Well, then that's my queen. It has to be. She's Tasha. She's the one who's created that spell.
Get out.
She's the only one.
She's that Tasha?
Of course.
Why would
The
she
one
be a
and
part?
only.
To get a spell named after you. What? Do you think that she's this puppet? Like this specific puppet right here?
It would seem so.
Oh geez. Hello. Your Honor? Not Your Honor. Your Majesty? I bow. At the puppet.
Well, I don't know if the puppet can see us because it is through a mirror.
Oh, you're right. Sorry.
The vision fades. Meow Wolf and Zindi roll a d20 for me.
Oh, I was gonna say no. Okay.
9.
5.
Zindi, as you begin to... Oh, sorry. Meow Wolf, go ahead. Sorry. Keep cutting you off.
Oh, I was gonna just ask if I could do like an Arcana check on like what I saw about the box, if I know anything about that.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Kind
Roll that Arcana
Okay.
check.
of... 7.
The most you can
Meow,
glean
meow.
from it is it does bear a resemblance to the style of puppets that you saw in the caravan when you first entered Yon.
Yeah. Okay.
As you guys are sort of looking at this vision, Zindi, it begins to mist once more. What is your heart's desire?
Wow. I guess, honestly, I kind of just want to go back and work at the carnival once this is all done. That's why I left the Feywild in the first place. Want to perform for people and see the world.
You see you re-entering the carnival victorious. You're lauded as a hero. You reclaim the carnival from Mr. Witch and Mr. Light. And you formally unionize the carnival. And
Hell
it
yeah!
is now employee owned. You guys travel through the realms, going anywhere you wish, and you perform every night in the Big Top alongside Eliwick Tumblestrum, who has now joined your side.
Wow, that was amazing! And we unionized too!
Wow. That seems like a very, very happy situation there.
Come on, Harper. It can't be that bad. I mean, why would she want to show us good things, you know?
It seems like this mirror shows us what we want to see. Because
As you
I wanted to see her.
As you say that, Harper, Meow Wolf, what does your heart's desire?
My heart's desire is to know What? My heart's desire is to finally fulfill my purpose in the Fey realm, and to see what's in store for me, and if I live into old age. And what are the circumstances into my old age? I'm hoping that they're happy, so I live a happy old age as a frog. Possibly with Blanc.
As you think that, the mist returns, and it shows a slightly different version of the stained glass window. You are victorious over the hags. Prismere begins to heal, and Blanc rushes to be by your side. Once he realizes that you're alive, him and Bastion come to meet you in the palace, and you are jovially reunited, and due to your new gloves, you're able to touch each other and hold each other in a way that was not possible before. You are able to restore the Archfey, and you are able to live very comfortably and graciously within her court. Your friends surround you. You take Boba as your squire. You set Blanc up as the Beastmaster of the palace. And
Noodles is getting an education.
Snoodles gets a wonderful education by Zybilna herself, and Keeks sports a beautiful cape, and he enjoys fresh mice every day.
Oh, amazing.
You live in happiness and peace, and every day is filled with laughter and playing, and you die very, very old, surrounded by everyone you love.
It's beautiful. Meow Wolf tears up, and he openly weeps in front of everyone.
Oh, Zindi reaches out their hand towards Meow Wolf before about to pat his head, but then remembers that they'd be poisoned. So just kind of does a floating head tap.
Yeah. Well, I guess this does tell us what we want. Does everyone get to see it? Everyone gets to see it, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
You see Snoodles goes up to the mirror and he does the dog thing where he's and he gets wet nose prints all over it. And Keeks kind of elbows you and he's like, "Hey, old Blanky, look, did you see my cape? I like that color."
So now you know how I feel about Blanc.
Oh, listen.
Oh my lord.
Wasn't exactly a secret.
Out. True, you looked at him with some really big froggy eyes over there. We all saw the looks you guys were giving each other at Molly's.
I didn't know it was that obvious. But thank you.
Maybe one day you'll be able to make him some of your consomme.
Yes, with bone broth. That's great. Consomme. Oh, that'll be the day. Right on. So, I clean up my tears and I just kind of go. So, what are we doing next? Now that we know what each other want.
Well, we know where the queen is, presumably, if what we were shown was true. So, the only thing is I do have to. I have a hunch. I don't know for sure.
All right, Harper, hit us with it.
I think I need to find her cauldron first in order to somehow use it to release her.
Ooh.
But also, we would then need to figure out a way how to get back to said carnival to then, I suppose, rescue her.
True. And do we need to kill the hag too? What order should we do things in?
Well, we're already here, so I would assume that we should kill the hag first, because there could be a chance that she has the cauldron.
True, fuck that bitch. Let's cut her head off.
I don't see why she wouldn't have the cauldron, seeing as the most powerful thing in the castle.
Great point, my lord.
Besides her. And maybe me.
Well, we do know for sure that is true, my lord. But there's also, we need to find Gleam's sister. Sister?
Oh. Yeah.
Twin? Yeah. Sister.
I would say that it sounded like Zybilna, right? That's who we're going after right now?
Endolin.
Zybilna's the one we want to rescue.
Oh, okay.
Right.
And we're trying to kill...
Endolin.
I do the same thing.
Thank you.
So many names.
Was pretty interested in Gleam, so I feel like she'd have her Gleam sister, so I feel like she'd be close by. I think that we really should kind of make our way to kill that hag, and we'll easily find Gleam's sister and the cauldron all there.
Gleam, have you stepped here to look into the mirror? Maybe it would help us find your sister.
Ooh, good idea.
Okay. I'll give it a shot. She steps in front of the mirror. After a minute, the mirror mists once more. And it shows Gleam's sister. Gleam has sort of darker jewel tones as her outfit, while Glister has pastels. She looks identical to Gleam. Besides that, she wears her hair a little differently. And you see that she is doing incredibly dangerous acrobatic tricks on a massive stage. And you see eventually the vision kind of twists, and it's again back at a carnival with Glister and Gleam sort of reunited. And you hear from the mirror a vicious laughter. The vision fades.
Anything useful, Gleam, you think?
Oh, I sort of, well, those stunts were very dangerous. She shouldn't be performing them, especially not on that kind of stage. And oh, the equipment. Okay, well, I think Endolin still has her. I think she's being forced to perform. I think they're probably in the amphitheater. It seems that Endolin somehow made that her own space. Maybe the palace wasn't very forgiving. I'm sorry. She kind of like blinks back tears.
Don't apologize. Don't apologize, Gleam. So the amphitheater, do you know where that is, Harper? That's amazing.
Was that a new addition to the castle?
Yeah, that was a new addition, but you're fairly confident that, like, you could, by process of elimination, figure out how to get there. Yeah.
Said amphitheater sounds very new. We did not have that. But probably could figure out where it is. Seeing as we've never had one before. Any luck finding anything through her scrolls or books?
I didn't see anything of any great relevance, unfortunately.
And you, Zindi, were you able to find anything?
Oh no, I found nothing.
You see that Molliver and Elkhorn have been just like absolutely just tearing through the entire like library and lab. And they're very frustrated at this point. And they've started to sort of like bicker again. And as they start to argue, they are sort of like furiously gesturing at each other. And you see that Elkhorn sort of like waves his hand around and knocks over a vase that was on like a decorative sort of table, and you hear a click.
Is anything open?
One
What was
of the
that?
bookcases slides.
Oh, I love secret passageways. I take a peek at the whatever's open behind the.
We're obviously going in.
Yeah, I'm 10 out of 10, guys.
I think as I'm passing the two of them, the two bickering ones, I look at them and I say, now while I am excited that we were able to find said secret passageway, if I see you destroying my queen's library ever again, please know that the two of you will be responsible for cleaning this up.
Me?
No. Molliver and Elkhorn.
They look real sheepish, and they Elkhorn sort of like, I mean, hey, let's see what they got in here. He just Molliver just like nods curtly at you.
What does this passage look like? Is it illuminated? Is it dark? Is it a room? Or is it just like, or is it a hallway?
It is a very short hallway. Juniper kind of has to like squeeze on through, and a blackened door with a silver knob, which is unlocked. You guys enter. It is a very spacious and elegantly decorated bedchamber. There's not a ton of furniture, but there is an oval mirror with a black ebony frame mounted on each of the walls, and an absolutely stunning chess set with jet and bloodstone playing pieces that are set up to play on an octagonal table in sort of the southwest corner. The table is flanked by two very comfortable looking high back chairs in a royal blue. There is a 4-poster bed with black silk sheets, and silk drapes are covering the windows. And much to your surprise, on the bed are two very large creatures, each with the lower body of a lion. One has the head and upper torso of a woman, and the other has the head and upper torso of a man. These are Lamias. I hope I'm saying that right.
Time. I'm gonna get to looking around.
Am I able to do like some sort of check to know if I know like the origin of these Lamias?
Are
Yeah,
they
go for it.
alive?
Oh yeah, they're unlike everyone else in the castle, alive, and they sort of like raise their eyebrows as you enter, and they don't say anything as you guys all kind of like pile in. You Meow Wolf, go ahead and make me a nature check.
Uh, 14.
So Lamias are very uncommon. They are, let me just look at my thing here.
Cute.
So typically you see them in like more like desert settings. They don't normally leave their lairs. They usually send like a lower beast to perform tasks for them. They are very vicious in battle, since they sort of have the strength and prowess of a lion, but the mind of a person. They prize beauty and the finer things in life, and they enjoy like fine decorations and large gardens. You also know that they are known to be rather intoxicating.
Like with their charisma, or like intoxicating, like poisonous?
They are they're very charismatic, and they are able to charm and suggest things. Lamias are very, they can basically get anyone to swear fealty to them or get them to do what they want. They're very cunning. You see that they have their paws crossed out in front of them, and they watch you very stilly, and the lady Lamia smiles. She has a beautiful smile, but it is rather chilling. Oh, a visitor. Wonderful.
Hello. Sorry
Hi.
to have stumbled upon the two of you.
Didn't mean to disturb.
We just accidentally the door opened and we had to check it out.
So you live here?
Well, we have unfinished business.
Oh?
She nods, and the male Lamia speaks up. Yes, we have been sent to parley with Zybilna. However, seems that she has been occupied for some time.
You could say that, yes. Parley on behalf of whom?
Well, Razitz, of course. Everyone go ahead and make me a history check.
Okay.
Nat 20.
Wow,
Yes.
that's really good because I rolled a 2.
Awesome. 15.
For 23.
Wonderful. As soon as they utter the word Razitz, you get a little chill down your spine. Razitz
Like-
who is said to create Lamias from mortal servants. It's said that he grants them immortality in exchange for changing them in such a way. And obviously they're granted immense power, but they must swear fealty to him. You also remember that Zybilna was very, very preoccupied with the Nine Hells and Avernus, and if the Quasit is any indication of her meddlings, well, it seems she has pissed someone off, as it were.
Yes. Yes, I do believe I understand. Well, this may has come as good news to you, I suppose. Or bad news, depending on how you see it. She is no longer here. She's been trapped. About 15 or so years ago, the kingdom was taken over.
Yes, this is no matter to us. We come seeking an object and information.
What is this object that you search for?
There is rumor that the Archfey Zybilna possesses a cauldron, great power. A power that Grazitz wants.
So would we?
That cauldron does no longer exist.
You hear her chuckle. We know it exists. Just like we know that this Zybilna is the same as this Natasha, Tasha, Igwilv, and we wish her Aldrin.
What would you do with it?
It is no matter of you.
I mean, if you want us to procure it, we need to know. I'm not just gonna give you something when I don't know what your intentions are with something. That's absurd. Can I roll for persuasion?
Sure.
Can I give the help action?
Absolutely.
A 7.
Roll with advantage.
Advantage?
All right. $17.
Nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
They look at each other and they share an unreadable glance. See the male Lamia speak up, and he goes, "It is said that Zybilna possesses the power to grant a wish spell, and Grazitz does not wish for this to occur.
Why?
To change the fate so willy-nilly. It's far more power than any person should wield. The cauldron must be destroyed.
Harper is fully trying to keep it together. Trying to keep, like, the best poker face that she's ever needed to keep in her whole entire fucking life.
Oh man. What benefit? What benefit? How can you guarantee that you will destroy it? How do I know that you're just not saying that?
You don't.
Okay. Well, I think all my questions are answered here. I turn around like I know what I'm talking about.
I would like
Yes.
all of you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Wow. Nat 1.
An 18.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Does it affect... Are they trying to read thoughts or determine if we're lying or figure out our alignment at all?
Harper and Zindi, are you guys resistant or immune to being charmed?
Well, isn't Zindi Fae?
Yes, technically both of you are Fae.
I have my ring of mind shielding.
Oh, that's right.
I don't have anything fancy besides being Fae in the thing.
I'm gonna say with the nat 1, you feel. You
I
feel.
haven't rolled yet. I'll still roll.
Oh yeah, go ahead. In case you
Okay.
get nat 1.
I don't.
Zindi, you feel partial to these Lamia's plight. You're right. They're right.
No.
No one should have that much power, like, to just change anything that they want. And you see their side of things.
Yeah, I nod. I'm nodding along with them. I like have a hand over my heart. I turn to my friends and go, guys, I think that they're making a really, 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 really good point. Also, they're really like good looking and I think we suck, frankly. Yeah.
What?
All true.
Now
But
I
like
know.
you notice like kind of like my pupils are kind of swirling a little bit. Like Zindi gets on some bullshit sometimes and tries to solve things with songs, so like they're not the like brightest, but like this is different than normal.
I rolled a 19, by the way.
You're fine.
Dearest Zindi, you must have hurt yourself when you fell a moment ago.
I don't know. My head feels pretty good. Fine, but I don't know what you're talking about, Harper. I think you're the problem, actually.
Wow, like that, Zindi. Okay, well I know that you're gonna feel differently about that later, but
My lord, it's simply not us. It's her.
Yeah, I know. She will, I'm sure she'll snap out of it eventually.
I think
Nothing to snap out of. Me and the Lamias over here are great friends. And I like put up my hands to try and like high five them.
They do not high five you, but the female Lamia looks at you and she goes, "You will find that cauldron. You will bring it to us."
Hey, yeah, do you know where that cauldron is? We've been looking for it.
No.
Well, darn, Snakey, we can't help you. I can't help you get it to you if you don't know where it is. So maybe you should tell us.
we, in fact, have not been trying to find it. We've only heard tale of it.
I
And I
sure
know a
what?
thing about tales. Trust
What?
me.
Ah,
They have
yes,
tails.
we have a fluffy one.
Mm-hmm.
Very
They're like
fluffy.
half tail.
You see that their tails do twitch with irritation. The female Lamia reaches out and puts a hand on your shoulder. What's your AC?
Oh no!
On me or
Mine?
On Zindi? Yeah.
16.
You feel a shiver run through you. For the next hour, you are going to roll with disadvantage on wisdom checks and all ability checks. So you basically have disadvantage for an hour, and you are under their suggestion for 8 hours.
God damn it.
So
Gosh,
for the
guys,
next 8 hours, you're gonna think of that they are the bee's knees.
I am pretty. Gosh, it's cold in here. Are you guys cold? Is it just me?
I
It's-
try to message Zindi, like, yo, what the fuck? Are you
just
okay?
you just see my eyes still kind of like glazed over.
Will Dispel Magic do anything?
You can certainly try.
Oh, is it because they're Fae that it won't work?
Yeah, so Lamias are basically like demon kind, and they are. This is sort of their thing of like they are very suggestive, very charming. Normally with Fae, that doesn't quite work. However, with the Nat 1, Zindi is not as affected as someone else would be. She mostly is more neutral towards the Lamias, or like rather like finds them to be like friends almost, and that they have her best interest in heart. She thinks that finding the cauldron is a great idea, but technically you guys were already looking for the cauldron. After 8 hours, Zindi will be free of her suggestion.
Damn.
But for the time being, she's like, Lamias are my new best
Keeks
friend.
goes. Yeah, Jesus. Keeks goes, oh no, that's gonna be insufferable.
Well, I think it's time we let you continue your leisure in here. We will be off.
Thank you. No, thank you.
Bye, friends.
We will see you soon. Hurry back. Uh,
I think
Ugh.
as we're leaving, I think we'll like close the bookshelf
mhm,
door
mhm.
and like, Zindi, what the fuck?
What do you mean, what the fuck, Harper? Those guys were great, and I think that you're the one, with a problem.
Yeah, you are my problem.
Me? I'm just chilling, making some buddies with the snakies that were inside who seem perfectly nice and normal, and my head feels fine. Um, yeah, I do have, my vision's kind of blurry though. I can't tell why.
Damn.
It's okay, it'll probably pass. I am very cold though. Is that just me? Is there a window open? Is it kind of drafty?
It's very much you, darling.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope you
Well,
feel better soon.
okay, my lord. Hopefully it just maybe moving will help me warm up a little bit. I kind of wave my arms around.
You see Gleam like rubbing her temples, and she's like, "Okay, it's fine. We were gonna long rest anyway." Harper, there must have been some kind of guest quarters or something. Can we just maybe our sweet Zindi can just sleep it off?
Absolutely. I take them to where I remember like all the people who worked, like where all of us slept. Sleeping quarters area.
You take them out back down from past the stained glass, and you make your way to a place where you spent quite a bit of time, which was your own personal quarters. Harper was had a very prestigious role within the castle, and had sort of like a Jack and Jill suite with her mother. There is a fairly lavish bathroom in between the rooms. Harper, describe how your room would have looked.
It probably lavish embroidery everywhere. Really just like the softest linens, the softest pillows. Everything about it was just like cozy and warm. My bed was also pink with frills and like beautiful like embroidered flowers of that were native to this part of the kingdom. I kept everything very neat and tidy, and like everything had its place. A little desk that I was able to do some work for the queen. My mother's side probably also had like same lavish bedding. Kept everything nice and neat and tidy. But I never went through my mom's stuff because prior to me ending up working for the queen, she also worked for the queen.
You guys kind of like pile into Harper's room, and Harper sort of, gives you guys a little bit of a tour and hesitates to open the door to her mother's room, but there is quite a bit of people with you, and so as you enter the room, it's very similar to your own. It's very clear that your mother's daughter, and you kind of inherited her taste. The rain beats against the windows very pleasantly. and you sort of, as you like are setting, like as people are kind of setting up, you kind of wander around the room, remembering different trinkets that your mom had, stuff. And you recall the night that you said goodbye to her. She was being sent off on an errand for Zybilna, of course. You were fairly young. You were like a young teenager. And your mother was, fastening her cloak and now, darling, I'll be back. It's just a few days away.
Why is she sending you so far away, Mum? Almost unlike her to... She always wants you to come back right away. Why is this a few days away?
Well, darling, Zybilna trusts me quite a lot, and well, I must deliver a very important message, and it is rather far, and but you kind of see a little bit of nervousness within your mother. You're right; she doesn't get sent far away quite often, and she's very used to her life at the palace. As daunting as the daily task may be. Now, you remember all the things that I've taught you, and how you must be a very good girl, and she sort of, her whiskers twitch a little, and she goes, now, darling, you know I'll be back, but in case I don't, you have my instructions. You must serve the queen,
Mom.
darling.
Yes, but you'll be back. Everything will be fine.
She pets your long ears, which at this age haven't sprung up all the way, so they're kind of like floppy. She combs your ears back, and she goes, yes, darling, I'll be back. And she gives you a kiss on the forehead, and she goes, be very good while I'm gone.
Yes, I promise I'll be good. You're always so worried about that.
I do worry. I'll see you soon.
I love you, Mom. Be safe.
I love you too. And the memory kind of fades, and you never saw her after that. And you took up the mantle as she instructed.
I think as I'm standing in the room, thinking back on this memory, I start to cry quietly. But I start to go through her things.
Yeah. Make an investigation check.
Ooh, 14.
You are really trying to hold it together for everyone. You begin to make a fire in the fireplace, and you see Meow Wolf and Zindi sort of having like a spirited discussion about Lamia's on the bed. You see Snoodles is taking up a large rug in the middle of the room. Juniper has decided to camp out in your room. And you hear Mollyver and Elkhorn down the hall a little bit, and they're kind of like searching for like their own sort of quarters. And you kind of like start rummaging through her papers and such. You find two things of interest. One is a beautiful red leather book with gold foil on the outside. And as you open it, you recognize your mother's handwriting. And you see dates sort of scribbled in there. You never realized that your mother kept a diary, but it's clear that she journaled at the end of each of her nights after you had been put to bed. And you also see a small scroll that with the wax seal broken. And as you unfurl it, you see that your mother was not telling the whole truth. She was not being sent a couple days away. She was being sent to speak with none other Demon Lord Prince Razitz.
Dun dun dun.
I'm filled with such a rage.
Man. Speechless again.
I'm filled with such a rage. I'm upset with Zybilna for thinking that that was even remotely a good idea. I'm frustrated that my mom had to go do it. And for some reason, it makes me even more upset at Zindi, even though she has nothing involved with it. Because those two, while beautiful yet dangerous things, are in my queen's quarters. They've hypnotized my friend. And now I'm just like...
I'm mad at their brain for being susceptible to it.
Yeah, you see me, and I'm arguing with Meow Wolf about how, honestly, I think it's totally cool if snakes want to eat people. Like,
Oh my god!
you know, I think that we should offer ourselves as tribute. I haven't had this opinion until before right now. I don't know why, but
I'm fairly certain that after we take a nap, you may feel differently.
Okay, sure. I'll take you. We'll see, my lord. And I, whatever.
All right. And that, my friends, is where we're going to end the session.
Hooray!
Yay! Well, I mean, yeah, kind of.
Poor Zindi. Nat 1 manages to get charmed.
Womp, womp. That Nat 1 was tragic, yo.
Pretty bad.
All right, gonna end the stream.